Unfortunately, that is not a wish that's going to be fulfilled. The no
Speaking
more bears bit.
speaking of wishes that are being fulfilled, yeah, no more beers. Hi everyone. Hopefully you can see me and hear me? Question mark. I probably should preface that by saying hopefully there are people here to hear and see. If you are,
And me.
oh, Brady's here. Hi, g'day Brady.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm
How
here
you
at
doing?
least.
It's lovely to have you along. Lovely to have you joining us. It's very exciting. So yes, welcome, one and all. Can I please get somebody in the chat to confirm they can hear me okay? It all sounds all good. It looks okay. Somebody give me a thumbs up or something at some point next minute or so. I've had to move to some new streaming software and just making sure everything's all kosher and tickety boo. So let me know if it is. And in the meantime, Brady and I are just chatting while we wait for the third member of our group. Can hear Sam. Thank you. And that's the person who is always first to let me know if I have audio troubles. So that's good. Can't, well, unless it was meant to be a can't hear, which is quite possible as well. and already being abused. Yeah, people can definitely hear us. The usual audience, the usual crew is definitely joining us tonight. Lovely to have you all around. No Corsairs
Great.
at this event, actually, despite the Pirate
Ooh.
Scum reference. So there's a little bit of an early spoiler as far as what you can expect goes.
Mm.
So, um, if I'm sounding okay, Brady's sounding okay, everyone's good. Battle Monk, can you confirm that the audio is up to your exacting standards? He's got very exacting standards, but I love him nonetheless. He keeps me honest. Um, I was going to wait around for Jenny, but maybe we just Brady's mic is dog shit. Okay, well,
Hey, you can hear me. That's fine.
it's a little bit
It might be that I
scratchy.
have. Okay, well, sorry.
That's fine. It's all right. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Some people at Battle Monk are never satisfied with anything. And this is the free content. They love it, and people want the show. They want to hear from us, regardless of whether our audio is good or not. So let's do it. Um, right. Yeah. I think I'm just going to press on in the absence of Jenny. People can hear us. I know it's working. Um, hang on.
See if I can pull the list up myself, or the list up myself. Might be helpful.
Judy or Brames. All right, sorry. Okay,
Oh,
cracking on, punching through. Judy or Brames chat. That's definitely directed at you,
hey,
Judy.
that's.
It's really good. I
I,
will
I
call
don't
you
have
Judy
that.
from now on.
Well, that's it. That's the worst thing someone calls me this week. It's a good week.
You've
So
done well. You've done well. Right.
yeah.
Anyway, enough dilly-dallying, enough chatting, enough nattering. We have got to review some lists. So we shall
Mhm.
start with discussing the event. So this is the Battle of the Five Ridges. It is the only teams event, I think, the only more than doubles event at
Yeah.
in the league this year, and probably most years, any year. It is going to be 8 teams this time, of 3 people on each team, doing like a round robin event, playing 6 games over 2 days against each other. Actually, here's the blurb for those of you who missed it. 5 points. The way it's been run, you've got a team captain on each team. And each round is going to be Ginny's rolled up a pool. So I think the first round is pool 6. We'll go into that shortly. And there are obviously three scenarios in each pool. The captain picks basically a scenario for each of their players to play, and so does the other captain, and then they sort of pick the matchups that way. As well, each team gets to nominate the 5 ridges. So each team gets to nominate a special ability for their Ridge Dice Bearer model to have, and then each round, one of the games being played, both players will have their Ridge Dice Bearer with their special team effect. So you can have a Ridge with a 6-inch banner, you can have a Ridge who is a Harbinger of Evil, you can have a Ridge who gives Risen to Magic, I think, a Ridge that gives reroll
Mhm.
ones to wound, that sort of thing. So each round, one of the 3 people in your team will have their own special Ridge with their own nominated special power, and the opponent's team will have a special Ridge as well. Oh, I better uncover that so you can see what I've said. But I've finished now, so I guess watch it back on the YouTube and pause at the right moment if you're desperate to see the word captains and you'll insert adjective faces. Yeah, I noticed that. It wasn't until literally 5 minutes before I started the stream that I was just setting up my new Twitch thing. Went to our faces in the right place, and then, oh shit, I haven't left a gap for them in the slides. So I'm going to be moving them around as I go, because you get professional, high quality production values here.
Yeah.
That's
Get
what
what you
people
pay
love.
for.
You get exactly what you pay for. And you're lucky to get what you pay for, frankly.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Setting up your faces. Yeah, just putting my face
There we
on
go.
as I do before streams. All right. So the teams, again, I move our faces. The teams are here. We have 8 teams. We have Team JXM. This was until very recently Team J, Evie, and Matthew. I think Evie has had to pull out, so it's now JXM. The X is, it could be anyone. If you're looking to come along for a day or two, come along. Otherwise, it might be Denny playing beers in between running the event. So please come along if you are in the chat and on the fence. It's free. It's free entry to the event now, even just for one day. It'd be great. So less of us have to play against beers.
Yeah.
Next up, we have Team Wraiths on a Plane. This is the team from down south, team from Dunedin. All will become clear very shortly on that front. We've got Team Noobs. This is Dylan, Kagan, and Gabe. And they are all noobs, so none of you will know them from events before, but lovely fellas, and they've come along very bravely to participate. There is Team Fishers, the Fishers gang. They've come ready for business, that's for sure. They are 3 great people, Dory, Marina, and Marlon. Next we have Team Wongers from Wanganui. I think it's Ollie, Connor, and Harry coming down the road from Wanganui. We have Team Men. This is so named because all of them are playing men
Yes.
armies. All 3
Yeah.
It's Brady. Yes, you and that Brady and Gov
Yep.
and Pete.
Mhm.
Alpha males. Don't get me wrong, but also
I just learned this team name moments ago, scrolling through these pages.
it was pretty easy to team names to everyone else, but you guys were just like almost. It was really hard to come up with something, so I just fuck it, team men.
Yeah, no,
Time to get
that
short.
was my fault for not going on theme. They had a nice theme going,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
I was just like, no, I wanted to play something else, so this is what I'm doing. So screw it. Which deprived us of an amazing team name like Team Baranor, which I really waited with a bated breath to see what factions that comprises. No prizes for guessing, I'm assuming.
What's that? Sorry.
Which factions are which comprise Team Baranor, which is my fault for ruining our theme so that we couldn't have a cool team name like that. And yeah,
Team Pianor. So yes.
could be anything. Could be anything.
The
Yeah.
next team, Brady. The next team is Team Bienor. So this is. I think I've called them Dunbienor further down because I realised I'd left out one of the factions. There, it's going to be Ed,
Yeah.
Taylor, and Phil playing Dunland and Beers at Arnor. And finally, Team Mine, which is so named because it's partly people who are, and they call it a mine people. It's me and George and Liam as well, and also because it's my team. So Team Mine seemed like a nice. You go. You get nothing but top quality chat here, Brady. That's the thing. That's the beauty of joining us. It's really, really all.
I
Fun
appreciate the
stuff.
explanation. I would have guessed that you're on Team Noobs, so that's good to know. See, that's...
Right, hold on a second. Talk amongst yourselves for a moment, people. I'm just trying to get my friend Denny into the chat.
There is only one of us to talk amongst selves, so yeah, as I say, it was I'm very excited about this. I will say that I personally am pleased that the format change. Last year was quite. I mean, it was great. Don't get me wrong. I had a wonderful time as I always do at this event. It's always great. But I did have to play this one asshole twice as a result of the number of teams that we had and just the general way we configured the rounds. So the change to the format, I'm quite positive on because hopefully it will mean that I will not have my my poor men mauled by I don't know some vicious jerks bears twice in the event. So I mean different jerks bears, that's fine, but the same. Actually, no. I think now that I think about it, it was their eagles that this particular entirely sus individual beat me with twice last year. So
Hold on.
hopefully that won't happen again.
What was that? What was that noise we heard?
That me? My video?
Your video's
No
not
video.
on.
We can hear you, but no video.
From Inspector
Wait, maybe. I see their developments.
Denny, you're live. Don't say anything offensive. Don't say anything you get cancelled with. Keep your retrograde views to yourself.
Brady is responsible for all wars.
You should have heard.
You know, I actually I did have someone that physically try to attack me once because they decided that I, in league with the red Chinese, was responsible for the murder of Michael Jackson. So that was, I mean, it's being accused of war. This is an upgrade, but this is not the craziest thing I've been like physically accosted over
Is this
before.
back when
So
you were a cop in
it was,
Silicon
yes,
Valley?
it was. Yeah.
Denny,
Yeah.
Brady's got some incredible stories from his time being a cop in Silicon Valley in California. And honestly, anybody who's got time to buy him a beer or a drink of his choice and listen to some of his tales, the man has lived like none of us have lived.
But if you can finish your games really quickly, and I just hear, you can just go
Okay,
and have
sure.
Kind of a yarn, hear about the time you killed Michael Jackson in league with the Red Chinese. I think the best thing about that is just hearing the phrase "the Red Chinese" in the year 2024.
Yes,
That dates it. That also
I wanna
shows how
hear
old
your
Brady is.
That did date the guy. Yeah. I'm sorry. Was that Danny?
I said I wanted to hear any legal advice you provided current prime ministers. That's me.
That's another great story. Seriously, people,
no,
buy Brady a beverage. He is just
When do we go live?
We have had
We go
a couple of verbal spats. That is true. Over his legal
past
cases.
life.
In a past life, yes,
back
that's
in
true.
Silicon Valley.
No, that was here. That was 10, 12 years ago.
Just
Yeah.
trying to tantalize people with Silicon Valley chat.
Yeah. Yeah, fair enough.
So we are live, is that right?
Oh,
we're well and truly
we've
live.
been, yeah.
It's in mind for a couple of minutes, but fine.
We can chat after this offline when it's not recorded. I'm noticing in chat also there's some comments on the team names, and I am actually very curious that Kelvin has asked who the great favourite opponent based on the team names. I'm interested in people's views on what the favourite team names are, bearing in mind that I picked all of them except for Wraiths on a Plane.
Which will soon become apparent.
Anyway,
very soon.
I've introed the event itself, Denny, and I've introed the teams. So now we're just going to move on to the draw as the next stage. So feast your eyes if you're attending on the start of the draw. I'm not.
Where is it? How do you see it?
Oh, sorry, I've sent you a link to the slideshow so you can see it. I'm going to move our faces up here.
How does Phil and his partner watch it though? Or have you seen it to
Phil and his partner are here on Twitch watching us right now, surely. Hi, Phil. Hi, Phil's partner.
Along with legions of other, dozens of other fans, dozens of them.
Dozens.
Indeed.
There are
dozens of them.
There's half a dozen people logged in and engaging in chat. There may be
at least one or two of them are bots, so
Most of them are, and they call it mine regulars. Actually, no, she looks a little impressed, but we're here.
Hey, man.
That's great chat. That's huge. She's a little impressed. Well, she ain't seen nothing yet. Wait till she sees the lists, then she'll be unimpressed. Whoa, it's shit all the way down.
There's no dwarven ballista this time. We're fine.
There's no dwarven ballista. Yeah, that's why she's not impressed with the lack of a dwarven ballista. Where are the Khazins? She's furious. So here's day one draw. I'm not going to read it out. We will post this up, both the video of this thing, but also the PowerPoint itself separately, so you can go through and look at your own leisure. But there's a sense of day one, and here's day two as well. So you should. There are 8 teams and 6 games, so each person is playing. Each team plays every other team except one, so you're playing almost everyone else who's there.
And no one has to play anyone twice this time, which
which is excellent.
It's a good system, Jenny, that we have. The number of teams is really good, but also the fact that it's a round robin means that you can just sort of set the draw, I was going to say, done.
Anyone hosting a teams event, it is just the absolute bane of your existence because it's all dependent on getting the right number of teams and no one dropping out or anything like that. Otherwise, it just becomes terrible things where there's either a buy round or you verse your own teammates or you play the same beer list 4 times, which to this day I maintain couldn't have been helped. It had to happen.
It was just.
I had to play Sam twice last time. That was traumatic. Yeah, exactly.
That was miserable for all involved.
It was really miserable.
I remember Lev had to play beers 3 times in a row on day 2. So it was just beers, and that. I maintain to this day it was
bears all the way down.
Worse than death.
Speaking of which,
thankfully that won't be a problem today, right?
Well, depending. Should we do the plug now?
Yes, do a plug. Plug, Denny.
Have you given a description roughly on how the event runs, or should we just get into
Yes,
the lists as well?
I have done.
We did that. Yeah.
Cool. And all the banners.
Yeah,
the
we
ridge?
talked about the ridge effects and stuff. I haven't actually
Yeah.
got marked down who's picked what ridge, but we'll figure that out. People will figure that out.
That's
It's not a huge.
The plug is that if you don't want to have another bears list, you can join.
Oh yes, we did already say that we need
Oh,
one more
oh, cool.
person, and if one more person would avoid an extra bear list being there on the day.
Bring a
So,
friend or
yeah.
come yourself if you're not already on the list.
Yeah.
Or
Drag one of your
social
friends,
media.
convince them, someone who owes you a favor, blackmail them, whatever. We don't care. No
Boys
questions
playing-
asked how you got this person to come play. That's fine. Just no bears. That's the important thing.
Or alternatively, you could take out 5 other members of the Wellington Lottery community, and thereby returning back to 6 teams of 3, which is a pretty even draw instead if you want to commit mass homicide. or
I
something.
appreciate that, Tim.
Well,
I had
what's
already
funny,
advocated some, various, skullduggery, and you were like, no, that's not enough. Straight up murder 5 people. That would be bad. Like, okay.
Sure. There is a perfectly good Khazad Dwarven Ballista list out there that Phil's partner could use for at least a day.
Mrs.
Here we go.
Phil, come on, we'd love to have you. We've got at least one person who's watching who's not attending the event, so we should be sorted out. We shouldn't need to keep repeating that.
Well,
It should be
let's not presume that they're still watching. I think that's based on the content so
I'm bored
far.
and I'm doing this. Anyway, all right, okay, on that note, that's a good point. We should get into the actual list themselves. So let's start with this first list, which you see now why I've named the team thusly. Wraiths on a Plane. So named presumably because they're flying here, and because they bring a lot of wraiths. This is team south from Dunedin. Alex Thong, Andrew Hannigan, Damian Mellon. Just great content.
It's beautiful. It's
good.
well done. Yeah.
But now, apologies for those who prefer dark mode. You can see that suddenly my face is lit up. But I just take what I was given. Here is Wraiths on a Plane's lists. So we have the Fell Beast ship of the Ring. We've got the Shadow Lord on a Fell Beast, 4 Black Numbs, 4 Morannons with shield and spear, an Orc Warrior with shield, a Morannon with a banner and shield and spear. We've got Gorbag with his shield leading 4 shield orcs and 3 trackers, and then the Spider Queen leading 3 Fell Wargs and a Bat Swarm. Boosts. This is 24 models, 8 might, 3 bows. Fell Beast. I might go through the other 2 actually as well, so we can just talk about the whole team overall. The 2 Terrors, Camul on a Fell Beast, leading 4 Orc Trackers on Wargs, which is a spicy little meatball. Then there's the Dark Marshal on a Fell Beast, and we're starting to see the reason for the team name here. Maybe we're starting to see it. The Dark Marshal on a Fell Beast, and also Kardush the Firecore leading 11 Shield Spear Morannons and a single Shield Morannon for 19 models in total, 2 of which are Fell Beast. And then finally, we have the Return of the Witch King. It's a really great list name. This is so good. The Witch King with his crown, a Fell Beast. I wish George was here for this. 3 might, 19 points of will.
Wow.
Seems a bit
19. Is that enough, do we think? And 3 points of fate. Also, the Knight of Umbar on a Fell Beast. And then, because the model count was getting a bit high, a Mordor Troll Chieftain and a Warg Rider and another Warg Rider. I think this whole alliance has less models than one of the lists in my team.
So 48.
I'll be interested to see if all of their playing time lasts as long as the trilogy or the extended version of the trilogy.
I don't think it will. I mean, I adore the theme. I adore the number of Fell Beasts. There's 5 Fell Beasts across the armies. Look at how white my face is from the blinding light of this.
That means that the critics in the peanut gallery can only hit you on a 6 with their comments in the Twitch stream.
Call me the Shadow Lord.
Yeah, exactly.
This is nuts, isn't it?
Well,
Pretty
I
crazy.
think the idea, right? If you're traveling, you don't want to travel with much. But
You
I feel
don't
like
travel
if you have to take this out at customs or whatever, it's a bit embarrassing. So.
Yeah. Are they going to let you through security with
I'm pretty
Are you
sure
sure?
I'm
Where's
gonna
the
go
rest of it? Where's the rest of your list?
There's
Yeah.
no middle. Yeah, where's the rest of your list? This can't be a real crack open the
Yeah.
Fell Beast and find the,
Yeah,
the
exactly.
guide stashed inside.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly. Yeah.
It's all well and good. I rate that, Dan. It's all well and good to say travel with fewer models, but the problem is you've travelled with fewer, but they're the most unwieldy models and the most
Yeah.
dangerous, the most flimsy in the game.
Right.
You're asking. No, there's no way they get all 10 of those wings through without snaps. I'm sorry. There's no way. There's 10 wings, people.
They're made by Boeing, eh?
That's so good. It's topical. It's topical. That's the kind of chat you can get here with when Brady joins us and George
People
is
watching
the
this 5 years from now, that's so going to make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why would you 5 years from now? You're like,
That's still going to get it. Wow, way.
The Knight of Umbar and the Mordor Troll Chieftain outside. I mean, the Chieftain outside the Legion, plus the Knight of Umbar and a Fell Beast is quite an interesting combination.
It
I'm not
is.
sure. I mean, and of course, I mean, you rightly point out the stats on the Witch King, but it's like, okay, a few extra will and such there, but like the crazy part is the Knight of Umbar and the Fell Beast and the
7 extra
Chieftain.
will, at least.
Yeah, I
But
mean,
yeah, the fact that will is not the craziest part is definitely.
yeah, that's what I'm
another
getting at. Yeah,
achievement.
exactly.
You're
Yeah.
right, that's very true.
I'm looking forward to Sam's game of Contest of Champions versus this list.
Guess it's foiled again.
Yes.
I'm looking for any game of Contest Champions versus this list. I don't see it. I don't see anyone beating this in contest.
There you go. Well done. You got a 1 out of
Yeah.
18.
Guaranteed. Maybe just the one. Guaranteed. Guaranteed win in Contest of Champions. Oh my word. I
like their wound tally would be a good one too. Like the Lords of Battle
Lords of
seems like it'd be good. Yeah, I mean, how many
They
wounds
get
are you going to rack
tabled.
up against them versus their one
Yeah,
good, yeah, couple good hurls and then it's so.
You know, you're right. We're Sam, we're embarrassing ourselves. There's actually 3 great lists. If we work backwards from every scenario, we're slowly going to realize that it's great at least half of
There's
them.
they've got it. They've cracked the code. This is
Yeah.
it. Oh my god, they've won Eurovision. They've cracked the code. This is insane. Wow, the Felby's Ship of the Ring, the Two Terrors, and the Return of the Witch King. I can't fault the theme. Obviously, the first list is the best
theme
one.
A+,
The other two
absolutely.
are deranged. But
Yeah.
but the coolest possible way. I'm always stoked to see a Felbeast. I'm stoked to see 2 at a small 555 point event.
And the last thing I'll say is that they've really power gamed out because for the Fellowship, the Foul Beastership of the Ring, they've gone for the Spider Queen, but obviously Shelob was the more
thematic play. But yeah,
they've gone
Yeah.
power gaming here. Disgusting.
And there's a Batswoman there as well. Actually, I said 10 wings before, but there's at least another half a dozen.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah, that's true. Yeah.
16 odd wings in that in the Bats form. So there's a lot of wings there actually. Yeah, definitely. I can definitely tell there's 2 absolute meme lords and somebody who actually wants to play a reasonably serious game and do quite well. And I feel quite bad for the person who wants to take this seriously that they haven't been fortunate enough to be shacked up with, let's be honest, Hannigan and Damien to come to this event. Alex clearly wants to do well, and he's been looked around him. No one else will come with him. It's just these 2 jokesters. So.
I think what Alex has done is he's gone, I've really painted all of these miniatures really, really well.
Yeah.
I can't be bothered painting anything else. I'm taking it.
Perfectly valid.
So much fun. It's going to be fun to see them. I'm sad to say this is the one team that I don't get to play all event, so it's really disappointing. It's disappointing because they're good fellas, but also disappointing because, if it's not Contest of Champions, I'm feeling not too bad. Anyway, enough low-grade cruelty towards people who I genuinely like and respect, and on to people everyone else who I don't genuinely like and respect. Right, back to a normal, nice dark mode screen here. This is Team Dunbearnor. We have an army of Dunland, we have some Bjornings, and we have Arnor. So I know everyone's sick of my voice, so I'm going to make Brady do the next one, but I'll do this one. So Army of Dunland is Thryden on a horse with 6 Dunlending with a shield, 3 Dunlending bowmen, a Dunlending with a shield and a banner, 3 Huskarls and a Crebain. Then Gorulf leading 6 Dunlending with a shield, 2 Dunlending bowmen, 3 Huskarls and a Crebain. And then the Wildman Oathmaker with 8 Wildmen and a Crebain. That's 38 in total? Tidy, solid. We're back in rational territory here now. That's almost more than the entire team combined.
It's as many wings as one of the other lists. Just want to point
It's
that
as
out.
many wings.
Yeah.
It's more wings than the previous whole army combined. So on the wings count alone, these guys are killing it. Next is Bjornings. There's not much to be said here. This is one way to play it at this level, at any level really. Bjorn, 2 Bjornings, 2 Bjorning Archers. Grim Bjorn, 2 Bjornings, 1 Bjorning Archer. That's it. Then Arnor. For a genuinely unsettling 39 models, it's Arvedui leading 12 warriors and 1 with a banner, and then 2 rangers with spear. Melbeth leading 6, 1 with a banner, second banner there, and 5 rangers with spear, and then a captain leading 4 warriors and 5 rangers with spear. That's it.
39 models, 12
39.
bows. That's a lot
12
of
bows.
D6.
A lot of D6. A lot of Melbeth saves. 2 banners as well, which is spicy, but I guess with an army that large,
Yeah, with 40. I mean, almost 40 models. That's not that.
Yeah, I mean, maybe this person doesn't have 45 Arnold models sitting around. Well, like the rest of us, everyone's got dozens of them.
Yeah.
But maybe they've decided they only needed 40 Arnold models. They didn't need the full 50, and so they've decided to fill in the gap with the banner. Maybe that would be fair enough, honestly.
Is it teams event? This is kind of what I was expecting, right? Like you have one kind of small model count or hero Bjornings list, and then slightly more elite force, and then a big old horde force. So it's going to be pretty fun when you're figuring out who's going to play what scenario.
Yeah, it gives you cool decisions to make the matchup. So absolutely agree with that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not sure to what extent people actually thought about it that much. I would like to say that we did, but we did not do that at all. It was just, what do you feel like playing? Oh yeah, I guess I'll play that. Sure. I mean, we should have done that. Like that would have been the wise thing to do, but we did not do that at all.
Yeah. Similarly, we tried to do that and found that we weren't smart enough to do it either.
No, we made no effort whatsoever. Whether this will show is remains to be seen.
Shall we keep a Rohan tally for the rest of this podcast to see how useful that Dunnan army is going to be?
That's a really good idea, actually. Probably lots. Usually it ends up being lots,
Yeah.
doesn't
it?
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty, usually,
I mean,
thoughts on no Hobbit with a Warhorn in the Arnor list?
Sorry, did you say thoughts on no Hobbit with a Warhorn?
Yeah, in the Arnor list.
That's not a phrase we've anyone used before. Thoughts on no Hobbit with a Warhorn?
No, I mean, I disagree. I think Arnor is the one faction, or one of the few factions that you should actually consider the Warhorn. Everyone's at Courage 2. I mean, especially if you're going yellow. Yeah, but it's within 6 of just your leader, and you don't necessarily want him to be within 6 of the enemy.
And maybe there's a way where that second banner becomes a Warhorn. Or maybe you skimp on and only go an embarrassingly small, 36 models. A tiny, pitiful little army like that, and go for the Warhorn as well, maybe. But I don't know.
I mean, I guess I was actually saying this case you probably don't need it. This is probably the team, because of the way you got the format set up. Yeah. This would be the case where, oh look, there's which of our opponents has the terror wall. Well, let's not put the Arnor. I mean, exactly. So I mean, you at least have the choice to avoid those really bad matchups for them potentially.
That is true. That's fair enough.
So it is.
Do you choose opponent or you choose scenario?
Choose a scenario. Yeah, but I guess you're kind of.
Right.
You'll start.
But you can.
Pick, though.
You kind of just choose one that's a bubble scenario, right? If you've got a bubble.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
exactly. Doesn't need to be in a bubble. You can
definitely pick it. You can definitely try and game it out. And I imagine that's what will happen with it. Yeah, it's obviously, like you say, it's obviously been designed in such a way that you got Bjornings for Bjorning things, Arnor redundant for Arnor redundant things.
Yeah.
Obviously,
I regret not bringing Lothlorien and Galadriel. Like, this would be the chance where it'd be like, guarantee you don't have to play the contest and take your unarmed hero into into that. So
that's true.
Yeah, I think the Arvedui list similarly is going to be avoiding the contest. I imagine it's not it's not the one you want to put in there. Cool. Very good. I think they are 3 cool lists, and I like the fact that they've clearly thought about it as a team in a way that Brady and I both tried to do in our teams, and then ended up just saying.
Oh no, we did not even try. We were just, hey, I'll play this list. Yeah, no, there was 0.
We just kind of gave up. Yeah, we can. I did a whole. I was like, what scenarios? What's good there? But I just gave up. I brought U5 in the end instead. YOLO. Alrighty, that's done being anyway, which is I think quite a cool setup. Next we have
Is this Wangas?
Team Wangas. Team Wangas. Team coming from Whanganui. So we've got Connor, Harry, and then Ollie, I think, on these 3 lists respectively. So I see Brady, you speak. My voice hurts.
Sure. So first list we got Lothlorien with the 27 models in it, led by Celeborn with heavy armor, shield, and sword. He's got 4 Gladden Warriors with shield, 4 with bow and spear, 1 with shield and spear, and 1 with shield and banner, as well as 3 guards of Gladden Court. And then the second warband of Rumil with 4 Gladden Warriors with a bow and spear, 3 warriors with shield, 1 warrior with shield and spear, 3 more guards of Gladden Court, and 1 Wood Elf Sentinel. That is an excellent, nicely balanced Lothlorien list. I'm the only thing I have to say that surprises me is this is your chance to use Galadriel, man. This is it right here. Don't have to worry about contest. So I mean, but which is not to take anything away from Celeborn. I think he's undervalued. I mean, just because he doesn't have a horse, yes, he's still got all the nice 3s, got a couple nice spells.
Maybe this person
solid.
thought they'd be rude to try and show up the elite killing power involved in a Galadriel Rumor list. Maybe they thought it's too much power gaming, too much damage can be done by that famously powerful combination of heroes.
I mean, she's a good leader. Just being able to avoid any of the sort of something like contest, and she's 20 points cheaper than Celeborn, so you might be able to finagle the list that you can get. Instead of having a 27-point Lothlorien list, you got 30 models, which is quite a lot for elves. So
you can't afford a second hero with her, though. It's kind of my thing with her. It's like it'd be nice to a third hero, I should say. You get the Rumel or the Orifin or the Heldir, but then I feel like you want 2 heroes to actually fight, but then you end up still being 300 points in heroes.
I think this person should have gone for the old Heldir and Orifin. Seems better.
Ooh, Heldir and Orifin. You wouldn't even be able to fill that, though. You'd have 75 points left over and no more slots.
I'm just saying it because I think that was the original list, and then we changed.
Right. Oh. Sorry. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you suck.
I don't know. I mean, you could go that way and then take a few Cav, and because I think especially if you. I mean, a handful. I mean, especially if you put them with the guys with bows, then they have that nice dual purpose of being a, potentially fight 5 Cav that you can charge into things with, or move them around, and there's a nice 3-up shoot with the, their strength 3 bows, and I mean, you're right. It's I like this list as it is, but I mean, you could do it that way and just take go a more.
I like that in a vacuum, but you end up with you only got 2 more slots, so you end up with 29 models max. Your warbands are both capped. And you've somehow got to fill 65 points. So 2 more models, even if they're both Cav, you've still got to fill another, 25. 30
well, I mean, this list doesn't even use all his points though, right? Or I mean, use all his slots though. He's got 29. I mean, so so yeah. I mean, you could take it. I mean, another Sentinel as well. Another 25 points. I don't know.
Just Sentinels, man. I'm a Sentinel doubter personally, but I know it's a controversial view. Anyway, another Bjornings list.
Having said that, it's very balanced. I like this one. Yeah, Sorry, the Bjornings decks.
Right. It must be the same as the previous list, right? Because there's only one way to build Bjornings at 5/5. So it's all.
So it's 2 bows instead of So it looks like there's what's that? 7 Bjornings, 2 bows instead of 3 this time.
They
so
dropped a bow.
Doesn't Grimbjorn have a bow?
He does, but if he's using that.
He's not using something else. Like 4 years ago into our comments. Anyway.
Oh yeah, well I just see that there's a 3 bow. Yeah, there's 2 bows at the top. Yeah, but
no,
anyways,
right, but the previous I said 3 Bjorning bows, and I feel like that was what I would do because why not get an extra great bow?
Let's get on to the real chat, which is this Assault on Lothlorien list legal? He asks as the TO that okayed it.
You can't have more goblins than orcs. You've got 15.
But he's got more goblins.
He's got, it looks like 15 of each, but then he's got 2 goblin heroes, which takes him over.
Yeah.
So I can't remember, what does the FAQ say? Does it say just warriors or just goblins? So I don't know. It's unclear from the FAQ. For instance, this isn't the case here, but it's still ambiguous because, for instance, the Warg Marauder is that 1 goblin or 3 goblins for the purposes of the FAQ rule? Do the heroes count? I mean, so
it's 1 goblin model.
Okay, so it's 1 goblin model, but I'm not sure. I don't recall the exact wording on the FAQ. So, but if it counts heroes, then no, it is not. I don't think. But
I'm looking it up while you
do
the thing.
Well, I'll read it out while you look it up. So we've got Merzger with the Orc Shaman, and he's got 10 Orc Warriors, shield and spear, 4 Orc Warriors with a shield, 1 Orc Warrior with spear and banner, Drew's Hag the Beast Caller, a second warband with 4 Giant Spiders, 1 Wild Warg, and a Bat Swarm. And the final warband is Ashrak with 9 Goblin Prowlers with 6 Goblin Warriors with a bow.
I love that all 3 named heroes have been taken. That's pretty cool.
39 models, only 6 bows, but 5 might.
I think it's true that one of those Goblin Warriors is has to become an orc. So you're probably on 8 throwing weapons or 6 or 5 golden bows because one of those has to be an orc. Because
Can he? No, he could change one of the prowlers to another wild orc because those are 7 points.
That's true. A wild orc
That
can
would
do-
be that would be the easiest way to do it. It's just 7 point, 7 point. There you go.
That's a good idea, yeah.
And it's not like that warband is filled out anyway, so that would be the quickest change. So
But pretty minor.
Um,
Says
yeah,
Kevin
yeah.
Morrissey, who's
I mean,
himself.
to be honest, it seems like the point of it is not. I wouldn't even. I wasn't aware that even the heroes were.
No, I wouldn't.
It's not like this person is abusing this by being, bringing 90
I
goblins.
know this
and a
person.
orc
They
or
are.
something.
They definitely are.
An
They're
abuser.
just-
That's
on that
definitely
case,
an
yeah.
abuser.
There's a
But-
flail on Ashrak as well.
I was going to say, at least he didn't, weapon swap for flails on the prowlers or something. I don't know. So
He's sitting there thinking, if only I'd thought of this.
Yeah.
The two-handed flail. Oh,
Whatever.
my
He's sitting
word.
there going, I've already thought of this. You're about to see it in the chat right now. The rationale.
oh,
of
right.
DK.
Yeah, I was going to say he did it. He wanted to do in the wild walk so that he could enrage beast the flail, right? So yeah, enrage flail or
Keyboard
something,
clacking.
presumably. Yeah. No, I like it. Should be fun.
Oh no, drop
be
a gobbo,
interesting.
take flails. He's clicked. He's realised. drop one,
Right.
weapon swap the flails. Oh god.
Yeah.
Oh god, let's leave.
That's a lot of converting to work to do by Saturday.
Yeah, that's
But
true,
so
yeah.
I mean, because Denny emailed me and was like, "Hey, you have a point left," and I was like, "I can't be bothered to do that conversion just for the amusement." I thought about it, but I'm like, nah, that's
true.
more work
I
than I'm
thought
willing to
about
go
it.
and do for a joke. So yeah.
You changed, man.
You know,
I
you
know,
steady
I know, I
about
really
it,
am. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You know.
Oh yeah,
Um,
I've sold out.
This is. I mean, is it? All jokes aside, is it a good Assault and Authorities? I don't know how to build one. Is this how it works? Is
I
this-
don't think
is
you
this
have
how it
the
should be?
3 named heroes at such a low points level, but
Yeah.
it's a list now where, because of the 50-50 split that you have to have, there's so many different ways that you can run it.
Yeah.
This is just one of the ways to run it. I do like Ashrak. It's so cool. You get that channel off and you can just go do some
That's
spider
nutty.
things.
Yeah, it's nutty what you can do
Yeah.
without the shroud.
You got the 4 in there. This player is going to have a really fun 5 games out of 6, I think. Beltram's going to suck, but other than that,
Yeah. I mean, I'm always happy to see it. I know people overseas weren't happy with it, but it's like, look, getting the goblins out, getting some other weird models that you didn't get used to see out, and yeah, it's cool. I like it.
We don't see it so much that it becomes truly toxic, which is good.
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah,
and also,
yeah.
the skill level is so insanely high that even the very best people
It
struggle
is,
to
yeah.
play it flawlessly. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, ultimately, it's also so far as the toxic lists go, like the Black Riders, Bears. This one, it's like at least this one you have a bunch of models that you're killing, even if you're losing. Well, I mean, the ones that are generally perceived as toxic. You've got a bunch of guys. Okay, even if you're kicking my ass with Assault on Lothlorien,
Yep.
I'm at least.
killing
I'm murdering
guys.
guys. I'm having fun. I'm killing guys, even if I don't win. We're at least rolling dice, having fun.
Yeah, true.
It's not like you've locked me down with transfixes and
Sorry.
black darts all over the place
Sorry.
or something.
Apologies.
I've actually never played against the Black Riders, so I've hopefully that doesn't happen this weekend.
This
But
could be
yeah,
your
so
weekend, Brady. This could be your weekend.
well, yes, this would not be an ideal time for it, but and I think the longest team they've got some good lists. It's unfortunate that they've resorted to bringing Beornings. Usually they're more creative than that. So
Yeah, it is
I'm not
disappointing.
gonna
It's
lie,
certainly
I'm
not
not
good.
disappointed, but it's
I will say
gotta
it'll
do
get
what
me
you gotta do, and
Yeah.
they can sleep at
Yeah.
night. That's on them. But,
there is no Rohan in here for the Dungeon Army, so I say move on until we
yeah,
Uh-oh.
okay.
We're skipping all the lists to get to her Rohan list, and we have got to Team Fishers. Whoop, whoop. Going back to a much more rational model count, rather than the insanely high numbers we've seen actually in the last couple of armies, like in the high 30s. Last 3 armies.
Yeah.
So we are at Team Fishers. We've got Marina, I believe, on Minas Tirith. We've got Boromir with Shield, Horse, and Banner. 5. Here we are. This is a really interesting one, I thought. 5 Warriors of Minas Tirith with bow. How many times have you seen those recently? 2 Osgiliath Veterans with shield. 2 Guard of the Fountain Court with shield. And then 2 Knights of Minas Tirith with shield. And then Faramir with bow, heavy armor, and shield. Leading 6 Osgiliath Veterans with shield and spear, 6 Osgiliath Veterans with shield, and then 2 more Fountain Courts with shield. So that's a spicy little meatball, that one there. That's very interesting.
It is very cool, but you've missed a treat not putting shields on your bow boys so you can get the shield wall.
Yeah.
That's the best use of points I can think of.
Someone further in has done that, and I remember putting up, being like, "What the fuck is going on here?
Yeah.
This is
Shield wall.
ludicrous." Shield wall, of course, of course. Oh,
The thing that the Achilles
D6
veterans somehow
budget
forgot about. So,
yeah. Too tattered for it. Yeah, actually,
yeah.
that's a good point. Actually,
The ones who have shields are like,
yeah. There's no
shield
actual point.
something? I don't know.
There's
Yeah.
nothing to shield wall with in this list. So,
Yeah.
pardon me.
with
Excuse
each
me.
other if they
With each
all
other.
had shields.
With each other with D6.
No,
D6.
exactly. No, the knights, if the knights get dismounted, that's, I guess, that they,
True.
There we go.
People don't think of this, the knights. This
Yeah.
is clearly themed on. This is clearly
Oh,
this
it's a
Gilead
beautiful
Rangers
theme.
theme, which I think is really
Yeah.
cool. I'm seeing
Yeah.
this Gilead Veterans, which is something I can't remember the last time I saw these, so that's very good to see. And they've got the fun of having the banner. You can do the huddle them up around Faramir and Boromir, give them the banner. Suddenly everyone's a 5/5 thing. So you've basically got,
Yeah.
as far as I'm concerned, cut price Dragon Emperor here.
Easy.
Cut price, you mean more expensive than the Dragon Emperor at 250?
No,
But
it's basically Dragon Emperor.
Dragon Emperor
What you're
plus
saying
that,
is just
right? Of
take it
like
on the
15%.
Yeah. Smart.
This is a DE list. This is just a DE list.
Right.
That's all this is. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
effectively
okay.
just play against it, play into it, play it like it's DE.
Sure. Okay.
Very cool theme. Very excellent theme.
It's a great theme.
It's a great theme. I honestly, I think this event, 2 different people are bringing, maybe 3 are bringing warriors administered with bows, and I think before this it might have been 40, 50 years since somebody did that.
Yeah.
And to see 3 people doing it at this one event, there's something about it. And there's something actually, I was saying to Denny about this before, again, about Minas Tirith. There's something about seeing a warrior of Minas Tirith. It doesn't matter if it's got a bow or a shield or whatever it's got. There's something about it that feels like this is
It's iconic.
yeah, it's iconic. This is real
Yeah.
SPG. The rest of us are fucking around. Assault Lothlorien, wasting your time. Black Riders, you're a joke. Warriors of Minas Tirith versus Morannon Orcs. That's the game. That's what it's supposed to be.
That's it, right there.
Anyone you bring in, a Goth Morg's Legion or a Warriors of Minas Tirith army, I'm like, yep, you are playing what this game is supposed to be. Everyone else, fakers.
See, the funny thing is I had a different initial reaction when I saw these guys with the bow, because I was like, I think I have at least 3 or 4 sprues where I have cut off the other non-bow guys, and the bow guys are just still there. And I'm like, I don't know, maybe I'll do some of those later. But it was just like, weren't even worth getting off the sprue.
Wait
Because I have a lot of them, but it was still like, yeah.
I've got like a
Gonna be
dozen of
sound here
these.
the next video region.
I've got like a
Comes
dozen
out.
of these, and I'm just kind of like I buy a bulk lot, and
Yeah.
some of them in there, like fuck it, I guess they're in there. It's part of
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
it's just like it's
exactly.
almost like paying the GST. I'm like, it is what it is.
Yeah.
It's there. It's part of the price of what you're getting. You don't really count them. But hey, maybe I'll bring them out. Like Denny says, when the LL comes out for Defenders of Minas Tirith, it could be huge.
Anyway,
Yes, the next one here is another Assault on Lothlorien. This one is, I believe, is legal because I saw the spreadsheet with this person painstakingly counted out the numbers. They did it properly, respectfully. We've got
Some people.
Musgur leading 6 Orc Trackers, 4 Orc Warriors with Spear, 1 with Shield Spear, 1 with Shield Spear Banner, and a Batswarm. Then Druzhag leading 5 Prowlers, 2 Goblins with Bow and Spear, 2 Giant Spiders, Venomax, I think. No, that's sorry, Ashrax one. So 2 Giant Spiders, 1 Marauder, and a Batswarm. And then Ashrak leading 2 Goblin Prowlers, 2 of those Venomax, and then a Goblin Warrior with Bow and Spear. 32 models. Assault
The
Lothlorien.
one going to become player, you're going to have to change your list to exactly this now. To be fair. Enjoy.
Yeah, this person managed to do it probably the first time. This is Dory, and he was all over it straight away.
1 Prowler for a Wild Warg. That's it. That's all they got to do. It's fine. No point yet. It's fine. Just
principle.
make it easy.
And when you mentioned that how many models is Marauder, I think counted as before, Brady, I was genuinely like, don't even go there. We've counted as 1. It's definitely just 1. Don't even
This
go
one
back
only
and change
counts
this
as 1, I
as well.
know. Yeah.
It only counts as one.
Nice.
Yeah. This list makes me. What do you say when you're taking a picture? Cheese? That's another word. Happy?
It's both. Maybe this list is both. It's got 2 Batswarms, which is spicy. It's got the same number of spiders as before. It's got the Marauder rather than a regular Warg.
You like this more?
I'm not sure. I think I like it more. I'm not sure. I think I like having a couple more Prowlers than the previous one. That's probably I prefer that. I'm also not certain about the trackers in this because of the whole not being able to see in the dark thing.
Yeah.
The trackers. Obviously, they're better shots than a Goblin, but they also can't see to actually hit to shoot.
Yeah.
So 6 or 1.
Doesn't matter if you're a better shot if you can't actually shoot. So,
Can't actually
right?
shoot,
I mean,
exactly
I
right.
guess they're evil shooting into combat, so it's just giving you +1 shooting into a combat of your choice.
Yeah, but
you
I mean, you
wanted.
can get that
Yeah.
with the goblins, you know what I mean, and be more useful in
Yeah, definitely.
context.
It's just, I guess, with the FAQ, you got to figure out, do you want to do like the front row, back row, maybe with mortal orcs with a shield or a spear or
Sure.
whatever, would want to go the tracker route, and they've just gone the tracker route.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
I don't know what the right answer is, but yeah. And it's not because it's got the models, I don't think, because no one's sitting there with 6 orc trackers.
I mean, I think surely everyone in the universe has orc warriors with bows that are, that are used as orc
Yes.
trackers.
yeah,
yeah,
exactly. Yeah.
I don't have.
I don't think there is an orc warrior with a bow profile, is there?
I've certainly run a lot of trackers in my life. I don't only tracker models. I'd like the second bat swarm though. I think 2 bat swarms is cool. This person's
Mhm.
also gone with the 3 named heroes, Danny, suggesting that you might be
Yeah.
wrong and a liar when you said you would.
I think I said there are many different ways to run it.
Yeah. I agree with Eddie. I think I think this is a cool way to do it, but I think you need. Well, no, I think it's with all these models there and goblins. You need one of the guys
yeah.
with March to get around
Yeah.
because
You
it's
need a
like
shaman or you need a captain. That's
Yeah.
because if you, I mean, the next list we'll see is a great example. But I don't know what Assault Lothlorien does into the Army of the Dead, for example.
Well,
I
luckily,
think it's
luckily,
very-
Dory won't have to play it, but yeah, Ollie from Moinui will face this issue. So yes, the last list is the return of the King Legion. Strider with Angeril and the Cloak leading 4 shield warriors, 4 shield spear warriors, and a couple of riders. And the King of the Dead
Nice.
leading 4 spear shields, 2 shields, and 1 rider. 19 in total. 3 riders, which is maybe 1 more rider than I'd take, but I think they're really cool models, and I'm pleased to see them being used.
Yeah.
And 19 warriors of the dead, 17 warriors dead, including a couple of heroes, is actually pretty spicy at this point 7. Like, you know,
Definitely.
say.
I think it's a very strong list. I think all 3 are actually very strong lists and well balanced team.
Yeah.
It's a well
Back to
balanced
that,
team. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
curious about the first one
Definitely.
in terms of straight quality, but obviously it gets far more points for theme than anything else. So
Yeah.
that alone is good. But
I mean, if you got Boromir and Fight 5 troops, it's
that's
still
true.
pretty good. Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
very true. And it'll be played really well as well, which is the which will
Yeah.
certainly make up for any minor deficiencies in the troop choices.
Yeah, it's not that they're bad. It's just that because Gondor has multiple choices,
of
the
very
veterans just like
optimized choices.
slightly
Exactly.
less optimal. And
Yeah.
like that's why you never take them because
That's
it's
very
like
true.
there's always a better one, but it's not that they're
Sure,
bad. It's
never
just that
runs
they're
out.
slightly worse.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But in this
exactly.
case, it's like with both the captains. Yeah, it should be.
It
Yeah,
actually does.
this should be the time for them to do the best, like that they can do, right?
That.
So
True that. Bring back the veterans. Bring back the veterans as the verdict here today. Bring back the veterans, and yeah, people who come before who didn't have the courage answer. Whap whap.
I don't know if it's on purpose, but I really like that because of the way the tournament's done, where you pick the scenarios, the Return of the King army hasn't got the physical banner, does it? It's just got Aragorn's
Aragorn's a banner.
special,
Yeah.
and you can use Boromir for any of the
Actual banner
scenarios. Banner VPs.
Yep.
yeah,
So
Very
it's
true.
clever.
Very true. Very true. And again, this is a team of
And
people who I guarantee will have thought about
Yeah.
that team.
and there's never more than one in a pool, right? That has a banner. Because I mean, obviously the Assault on Lothlorien doesn't have one either, right? Do
That's a
they?
good point, actually. Oh, they do.
Oh no, they do. They got North
actually
banner.
tell
Excuse
lie.
me. Apologies. Yeah.
I saw that as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah, fair enough. So, well, regardless.
But yes, this is
No, I like
definitely
these. This is a strong team. I think this.
it is a strong team.
Yeah.
Strong team working well together, doing some cool stuff.
But
Very
yeah,
fun.
no Rohan.
No Rohan.
Oh, yeah.
Surely Team Men, when they come up, will have Rohan. There's a Rohan. Right, this is Team JXM. First, here is the Rise of the Necromancer Legion. This seems to be a favourite for the J in the JXM recently. We got the Necromancer, the Witch King Nazgul, the Lingering Shadow Nazgul, the Slayer of Men Nazgul, and 2 Castellans.
Yeah. Yeah.
Still not the lowest model count at the event, thanks to the men of the South, who've somehow managed to squeeze even fewer models into 555 points.
Imagine sitting at the Pelennor with your army of Gothmog waiting for the men from the South to arrive to help you storm the gates.
Here they come. There's two of them, and they are flapping
Right.
like no one's ever flapped. Imagine being Jay and thinking, ha ha ha, I'll make the tiniest list here. Nobody will be smaller than my list. Ha ha. And then some tosser comes from down south, and they've somehow managed to bring the Mordor Troll Chieftain outside the Legion, along with two
And the Knight
Felbeasts.
of Umbar in the
And
same
the Knight
list
of
as
Umbar
well.
in the same list, which is an incredible achievement, and they've managed to gazump you. Um,
Yeah.
Twist.
I think Rise of Necromancer is actually again, in terms of being a team scenario, a really excellent pick. If you're
Yeah,
playing a
that's
scenario
good.
that doesn't have to worry about numbers, this thing is going to be quite distressing for a lot of things to face.
Mhm.
Yeah.
As long as you can avoid those, control 6 different objectives type missions, you can avoid those hold grounds. You can
So
do some
glad we
serious
picked the
damage.
resistant magic ridge. That's going to really come in handy for it.
I'm not sure what ridge we picked, but I bet it wasn't that one. I'm rather nervously thinking now. So
The
that's really
great thing
nice.
about the Necromancer is you can even just decide in this list not to even cast any offensive spells. Targeting your opponent, you just target your dudes.
Shroud shadows and things.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, why not? Why not?
It's
And
cool.
or you can do both because you can cast 2 spells. Feel free
Yeah.
to, chill a soul and then
Well,
go invisible as well. Why not? Very good
I mean,
fun.
no Morgul Blades on the Castellians. I mean, why even bother?
Why even bother with the Castellans, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm joking.
I don't believe in Morgul Blades. I'm a Morgul Blade truther. I don't believe in Morgul Blades. They're no good.
Morgul Blades do
Damien
do
one
one
shot
thing.
at my Great Beast at finals last year with his
Yeah, I
Mortal
mean, you bought a
Blade.
great
I mean,
beast
that
at
was beautiful.
finals. Like you were
Oh,
the only thing
I
in
was
the
asking
game that
for
I
it.
got against. The only thing in the game.
That's the only evidence we've got so far. So
I was like, wait a minute, that thing's fight. Oh, wait, and it's got a Mortal. Oh, this is gonna be bad.
Wah, wah.
Really shouldn't have. Yeah, I shouldn't have marched that way. So,
I mean, my solution for that was just charge 5 Black Riders into it and just kill it with the trap. Who needs a Morgul Blade? Just do enough wounds. Anyway, we're not going to talk about how everyone else
anyways,
is
that
wrong.
rise. Yep. But finally, Rohan here, Minas Tirith Rohan. In fact,
Yes.
you want me to read this one?
Yeah,
Henry,
do
or-
it. Do it.
Okay, so we got Gandalf the White because this is the Gandalf the White meta as we've discussed this year. So on Shadowfax for the full bargain price of 240 points, he's
Christ.
brought with him 6 Warriors of Minas Tirith with Shield, 4 Rangers of Gondor with Spear, 3 Knights of Minas Tirith with Shield, a Warrior of Minas Tirith with Banner and Spear, and just 1 Ranger of Gondor with just his bow. And then the second warband has got Grimbold because it's not only the Gandalf the White meta, it's also the Grimbold meta. So I appreciate acknowledging both of those on the same list here. With 4 Warriors of Rohan, Helmingus, of course, with Shield, 4 more Helmingus with Shield and Throwing Spear, and 2 Rohan. I'm going to say Outwalkers because those don't have the horses, right? So yeah, there we go. So for 60, yeah. Yep. So that brings him to 27 models, 7 bows, and 6 might. Yeah, not too bad.
Not too bad at all.
Yeah.
Is 7 bows of Blinding Light enough? It could be actually
With
for a
Blinding
couple of
Light,
these scenarios.
definitely, I think.
Yeah.
That'll tick your box 100%.
Yeah, I mean, and we don't have. There's certainly more bows than in previous events, but haven't been too many. I mean, Armor had 12, but no, Lothlorien had 9, I think. But yeah, that's been the most so far.
It's
So
not a
I
bow
mean, the
limit.
assault
I'd like to see
lists.
them go to bow limit. Yeah,
Yeah,
a bit
but
more even.
yeah.
It's obviously. I mean, Gandalf's an enormous amount of points. I was just thinking before laughing that actually you go back to the Witch King on Felbeast with his 19 will, and he's still cheaper than Gandalf with Shadowfax, which is outrageous. You can
By
get
20 points, no less. By 20 points.
20 points cheaper for a maxed out, fully jacked Witch King, which is ludicrous.
Yeah.
Again, this is on a list I was talking about before, and I see Warriors of Minas Tirith. I feel like this is the way the game's meant to be played. This list is one of those ones where I've looked at it. I've looked at some of the lists that Matthew's played before at events, and I've often thought it's all right. It's not crazy, but then it's actually I've played against it, and it's actually done a lot more. Grimbold and those Helmingus have a lot more chop than you give them credit for, and those Warriors of Minas Tirith a lot more resilient than you give them credit for. And Gandalf charging around, casting spells, and running people down does a lot more than you give them credit for. And if you've it's a list that's good enough to hold its own, and we've played it like he has, it's actually can be quite concerning to come up against. So I'm very keen
And
to see
again,
this.
especially in a tournament like this where you can pick the scenario. You can shield it from the scenarios that would be bad at. So
But even then, like it doesn't seem like it's also one that's particularly
no,
tough
that's
for these
true.
scenarios. He's managed to spend half his points on an enormous Gandalf the White and still fit 27 models in there as well, which is a testament to how cheap you can get those warriors.
He's 2 attacks D6. He's a combat stick. He's just gonna get stuck in. He's gonna kill more dudes on foot than he ever did with any spells. You wait.
He's a machine.
Yeah, the 12-inch horse is nice. That moves.
Very
Can
fast.
move you around.
It's a very long way.
And he's a pretty good spellcaster. So. And I'm
Nice.
sure that he would. I mean, I guess he would be one of the best guys to have against the Rise of the Necromancer. But that won't be versing them since they're.
That's a lot of praise for Gandalf. What about Grimbold?
I like Grimbold, but it's hard to have a hero that he's what the 2 might, but no, he's only got strength.
3 might.
He's 5'5", but he has to use a 2-handed weapon though.
Yeah, but you can't. He's good for like late game where you've already swarmed an opponent. You hope they're not going to roll a 6, but if they do, here's a fight 5 just to make sure that I can at least win it. So I'm going to use him to win the combat that I probably would have eventually won over the attrition in the game. But I'm going to do it now.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I have always had skeptical views of Grimbold as well, but then I have found that when he's going through you with the big chopper,
Yeah. But the problem is that as he's your second hero, especially with only Gandalf, it's like he's going to be fighting troops more often than he's fighting other heroes, and he has to have a 2-handed weapon. I mean, I guess he's got spear guy behind him or something like that. But I don't know. I like him, but it's more just when your only other hero is the 240-point guy. It's like Grimbold will be fine with 3 other Rohan heroes. Then he's not having to carry as much of the weight. Whereas I'm more skeptical of him just with Gandalf as your So.
And actually, you mentioned the spear behind him, but actually, just looking at this, there are a total of 5 spears out of the 27 models. Chances are he won't have a spear behind him.
Won't have a spear behind him. Yeah,
he will be. This is 22 models wide. This list.
Yeah.
This is the widest list we've seen so far because of the sheer lack of spears. Maybe in that case, maybe I'd have just
which is great for a blinding light 6-inch bubble. You want to have a
exactly.
Maybe in that case, I would have turned a knight back into a ranger with spear and added a few more spears and some other troops. Maybe that would be my solution for that. But who knows?
It'll be fun to play regardless.
It is fun to play against and fun to play with. And
absolutely.
It's the way
totally.
Lord of the Rings should be played. Final one is I'll mention it quickly. We're not going to have this player attending, so he's Azogs. We've got Bolg on a Felwarg with 7 Gundabad, a Gundabad captain with shield, 8 Gundabad shield spears, and 1 banner shield spear, and then a Goblin Merc captain with 11 Goblin Mercs. Once again, a cool list, a good list. It is very much one designed for this kind of event where you can pick the scenarios because you don't really want them jogging across an open plain. Towards a stationary enemy. You want it doing Goblin Merc things and close combat things.
And you can kind of guess, look at your opponent's 3 lists, see if there's a way that they can get rid of Bolg's Warg, and if they can, you kind of guess what scenario they're going to prefer, and then you don't pick that scenario.
Yeah, this is not a list you pick. The list you pick first is the Master with Rohan. That's the one you drop first into the scenario.
Yeah.
And so you consider a bit more, or maybe even the Necromancer a bit more reactive, because there'll be a place the Necromancer clearly can and can't go, whereas the Minister Rohan can go kind of anywhere. And this Azogs is the one where it's a little more dependent on what your opponent's doing. So that's one to pick later on in the piece. So yes, if you feel like replacing this Azog's Legion list with something of your own concoction, get in touch with Denny because he'd love to have someone doing it. If not, just replace this with spears. Just pretend this is spears. Right. So the horror of facing. Actually, to be fair, that will ruin the finely balanced team dynamic. If you've got Rise of the Necromancer and Bears, that will be.
It's bad news for the Imsim team.
Yeah, I was going to say, I thought we were here and we were clear. We don't want any more bears. That was the point, right? Like that was the. Really is that why you invited me so you could blame the immigrants? Is that what you scapegoat? Is that what's going on here? Yeah, I see. It all comes clear now. So.
Even when it wasn't their problem, their fault. I knew it was their.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, that's what happens in the episode, man. Is they blame the immigrant. Yeah. Anyways, moving on.
George is with us. All right. This is Team Mine, which is mine. And therefore, oh shit. Oh, go back.
Oh, and they call it yours?
And they call it a mine.
Team,
and they call it a mine, which is mine. So we'll start off with.
Just in case anyone didn't get it the first 12 times,
Yeah,
then we'll repeat it once more for you.
Dabs. People still
I like
dabbing, aren't they? People still
Let's
dabbing?
use take 2. We edit that in post. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. There's a post.
This is going out live.
Sam, can you just get to the list, please?
One
Jesus.
take. They call them one take. All right.
Yeah, one
this
take.
This is a one takes list. This is Mordor Serpent Horde. Yeah, I've become that guy. It turns out. I'm taking a Witch King with a crown, a horse, 3 might, 2 will, and a 2 fate. He's got 7 black nooms, 7 Morannon shield and spear, and 4 trackers. And then we've got Mighty Gorbag with his shield. Then 4 orcs with shield and spear, 3 black nooms, and 1 more Morannon with a shield, and then 2 trackers. And then Suladan on his horse with a Serpent Rider. Bang. 32 models.
Wow, it's
Solid.
nice for 32 models. Jeez.
Witch King Suladan,
Pretty good.
baby.
I was very surprised we didn't have him at the last event, so I knew someone was going to be like, I got to rectify this. So
I took him to our SouthCon, and I was given a lot of grief on the stream for picking him. I didn't know it was a meta thing then. I do know it's a meta thing now, and I've picked it again. Well past I've become that guy. Yeah, I mean, but I was a different that guy before. Now I'm this
Right.
that guy.
Was that a YouTube video of World Champion versus Harry in the UK? And it was like, can a beat a top list? And the answer was Harry with a Serpent Horde, Mordor Alliance, Witch King Sully just dominated World Champion. So
It's a very
expecting
good list.
big things from this game.
It's a very good list.
it's still same thing. It's better being dominated by this Witch King than the Black Riders one, because at least these guys, I feel like I have a chance. I can kill the trackers. Suladan's kind of squishy.
Well, you got a chance.
Exactly.
You get the chance to roll dice.
You get
That's
a
the
chance to
main
roll
thing.
dice.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although, in fairness, this Witch King is going to come up very short.
Does he not have 19 will? I thought yours was the 19 will.
He's very low on will, and he's only a little horsey. So if he comes up against Big Daddy Witch King, that is left, right, good night. Thanks for coming.
Or the Witch Prince or something. Yeah, the Pretender.
Witch
Yeah,
Prince
exactly.
of
Yeah.
Angmar.
Yeah.
Sweet Prince.
Yeah.
Sweet Prince of Angmar.
Yeah.
But yes, speak no more about it. If you want to know more about this list, just Google it, apparently. So why bother listening to my subpar analysis when you can hear all the greats around the world talking about it at length?
Well, thankfully, the next one isn't along those lines of the sort of power
another
gamer list
meta
of action that
fluff,
people
right?
are notorious for power gaming. Yeah,
Okay,
absolutely.
list. So for those listening to us on
Bring
Spotify,
so much terrain, by
and
the way. So much
audible.com,
terrain.
so much terrain. For Spotify and audible.com, this is the Master of Laketown with 10 Laketown spears and 5 bows. Alfred the Counsellor with 5 Laketowns, 4 Laketown bows, and 3 Laketown spears. And then Braga with 4 Laketowners, 4 Laketown spears, and 4 Laketown bows. Then Classic Edition.
Let me just finish it there, right, Sam? That's the list.
That must be it, because that's a solid 42 models there. But no, we'll have Bilbo Baggins from Thorin's Company with Sting and the Ring. We'll have Nori the Dwarf. We'll have Bifur the Dwarf, and we'll have everyone's favourite, the classic Bombur the Dwarf as well. For a total of 46 models, which I think is the highest count we have at the event.
And more than the entire first team, right? Or
Well,
roughly, right?
About the same as the entire first team combined. And obviously some hobbits and dwarfs as well.
So 48 versus 46. Excuse me. They
You're right.
48 all up versus
But
these
surely
guys.
that means our team must be the highest model count team by a pretty significant margin overall.
Yeah, given that you guys are at 108 models between you, I think that's you've got
solid.
that one locked down. Yeah.
It's hilarious when you consider what you dropped nearly 200 points on C tier Thorin's Company models.
Well,
Ooh.
so you use the words C tier.
It's only because he's been on foreign adventures with the Prime Minister. That's all.
George tells me that
Again,
these are actually
if
very
you're watching
good.
this in 5 years' time, you're going to get nothing.
Bomber and Alpha is a filthy combination. Yes, thanks, chat. Chat gets it.
Yeah.
Chat understands. This
Yeah.
George swears by this. I'd be lying if I said that I was really comfortable.
Sam is convinced. Yeah.
There was a lot of angst in our chat. So what was going to be, we're talking for about how teams, we're going to do a team thing. We're going to try and do a team thing. I wanted to play Riders of Theoden and have George and Liam play something moderately sensible, so that I could play something that I've always wanted to play in the event that I thought
This is the Peter Dunn of Laketown lists. This is More
Right.
than sensible.
Are we in the Newtown Community Centre? I thought we've changed venues this time.
Yeah.
Anyway, I wanted to play Cool Rise of Theoden, but instead I was prevailed upon to play a quote sensible list unquote that can do quote anything unquote, and instead George got to take the insane, ludicrous, deranged Lake Town Lawrence Company Alliance.
Okay.
So all of those who are playing it, yeah, some well-chosen dwarfs. So you can tell, even in the madness, you can tell that it's George who put this together because it is like ludicrous, but inside its own bubble of insanity, it is perfectly formed. And it is in Bizarro world, but it's perfectly logical, based on Bizarro logic. So I'm keen to see how it goes on the table. This could be the opposite. You said, can a top list beat a top player? Well, we might see if a top player can pilot a bottom list to do well.
Hey.
See, I wanted to play a fun list, but I was peer pressured to playing something unpleasant and
Oh, you're so poor Sam. Poor Sam. F's in the chat, people.
Chat's literally attacking me right now. Chat's trying to make it seem like I wanted to play.
Get your blinding light back up. You'll save yourself.
Yeah. Put the blinding light back up. Miss your shots. Pardon me, I'm very sneezy tonight. Must be the gas leak the same gas leak that's George. Right, the last list is Liam's Helm's Guard, which is a phenomenally cool list. Helm Hammerhand on a horse leading 8 warriors with throwing spear and shield, 7 Royal Guard with throwing spears, and a warrior with a banner. And then a captain on a horse with heavy armor and shield, leading 6 warriors with throwing spear and shield, and 6 warriors with throwing spears. We're actually getting some Fs now. Fuckers, treacherous. When I asked the chat to support me, nothing. Silence. As soon as Brady, the Genie Maker.
Can I say?
Yep.
This could be the strongest list we've seen tonight. At 555, I just think that's so powerful.
Helm is obscene at this kind of points level.
Yeah.
And this is 30 models and an absolute
Yeah.
shitload of throwing spears. You've got that
Yeah.
nice fight for that nice defense. You've got that spear line. You've got the banner. You've got a captain for a solid bit
The
of gun
heroics,
troops.
you've got the mighty hero.
The
It's
mighty
just
hero
he's
and the free heroics. You've got 2 free mighty turn. This guy's a war machine. What is he? Strength 5 plus 1.
We haven't seen that many fight 5 troops as well, so he's just going to be tearing through.
Tearing through.
Yeah.
Even the captain
That's
too,
really
frankly,
good.
against the fight 4 troop. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
really cool. I think it's really cool. I think he's gonna have a great fun with it. I think he's gonna have a great success rate with it too.
Yeah.
No flail. Yeah, 1 spear
Oh,
point,
well,
no
Nick.
flail. Because we've got integrity. We've got integrity. Team Mind. We
I don't-
We don't hold
weird.
this foreign nonsense with flails.
we don't have integrity. We just don't have the time or effort to put
Yeah,
flails in
the
our
energy
model.
to be able to. Yeah,
This is
exactly.
Liam's
Yeah.
list. You better believe he's got the time, energy, and skill to put a flail on that thing if he wants to. This is an indication of how.
That's
low
all
these
foot
are.
Rohan though, right? Like it's just the heroes that are mounted. That's. I mean, it's interesting. I don't know. Not a single
I
other.
think that's how I've played
Is that how you
Helm.
play
It's
Helm?
the Helm's Guard. They
The
get
Helm is-
spears. The spears are
Yeah.
spears, so you can
Yeah.
actually do a battle line with them, I guess.
Right, but no
not
other,
like-
but no other horses at all, though. I mean, you just. I mean, I know that he's really
You do a
powerful, but
couple
it's just.
probably, but like you don't
Yeah,
get
just
any
eyes,
heroes
yeah.
and stuff. It's just captains and helms. So
Yeah,
you
yeah,
can
oh
do
yeah.
so,
It's just.
you know?
I mean, I guess this way you get 30 models, but it was just. It seems. It's just strange to see, an all foot Rohan that's not
Yeah, that's
defenders.
true.
I guess.
That's true. I guess that's
So,
true.
yeah.
That's true. That's
Having
right.
one, yeah.
You
It's
could
just
just
so
couple-
many throwing weapons.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
definitely. Yeah.
That's a lot of
Just
throwing
so-
weapons.
No, I'm just pleased that none of them have horses. That's all. So,
Yeah.
Small mercy.
There's a chance I can get to that objective
We're
before
gonna
them. There's a
when
chance.
we see Brady's list soon, I wonder if that.
well, I
that
mean,
will
you'll
come up.
see why this is good for me. I'm fine with that. So,
So,
just stay the hell away from him.
I can't imagine why you'd be saying
Yeah,
that.
exactly. Can't imagine. Can you?
Can't
Yes,
imagine why.
indeed.
No.
Indeed.
Can't-
Indeed.
Should I add a bit more thick? Can't.
Yeah, no, yeah, indeed.
Briefly to chat.
But yeah,
yes,
very powerful.
Hatred Rohan. Here, so there's a big Rohan tick.
There's
Yeah.
for our
there's
Northern friends.
one. Yeah.
So if I avoid that matchup, I'll note that to myself. The other thing is that the in the Helmsguard Legion, the throwing spears can be used as spears at Wanganui.
Yeah.
So
Oh yeah, yeah.
yeah, that was chat. So they do have spears there.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
Theodred's Guard. Pretty cool, Pretty cool. They can't throw and use
No,
the spears at the same turn, but otherwise.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, but it's still. I mean, 30 models, lots of throwing weapons, and helm. Like that's yeah.
You'd be happy if you bought Blinding Light.
You'd be
Which I don't
you'd be
seem
chuffed,
white
or
right
even
now.
a Shadow Lord and a sensible list.
Yeah.
Did you say Knight of Umbar on Helmbeast?
No, he very much did not say that. That was the opposite of what he was
saying.
saying.
Knight of Umbar on Fellbeast. I mean, who among
Yes.
us hasn't yearned for such a model in our army?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Shall we read some noob lists?
Yes. let's read some noobs lists. So the noobs,
All right,
take it away, Brady. You're the king of the noobs.
sure. So,
So
well,
he's a
yeah,
noob.
yeah, I guess
Right.
that's fine. That's
Have you
like,
played him?
again,
Have you
that's
played him, Vinny?
yeah. I'm pretty bad at this game, so that's fine. Yeah.
We'll get it, guys.
All right. No, actually, I don't think we have. Anyways, noobs first list:
Reputation of being
Lothlorien,
PPR race
Rivendell.
normally.
Yeah, exactly. It's the two-part strategy. I got the submarine part that we'll lose first. It's the follow-through part that I have yet to nail.
It's the
But I'm
rise
gonna,
back again.
step one is done, so I've got
Yeah,
that
if you
down.
guys don't meet a round
Anyway,
one, it's not happening.
exactly. Anyway, so the first list: Lothlorien, Rivendell. 25 models for the elves, 9 bows, led by Haldir with heavy armor and an elf bow. He's got 5 Galadrim warriors, shield and spear, rather, and then another 5 with spear and bow, and then 4 more Galadrim warriors just with shield, and a guard of the Galadrim court. And the second warband is Elrohir and Eladan on horse with bows and heavy armor, and they're leading 3 warriors with bow and spear, 2 more with shield, 1 with spear and shield, and 1 with spear, shield, and banner. And so all up, as I say, 25 models, 9 points, 9 bows, and 9 might, which is pretty good for elves. And
This is such a fun first. Will be their first tournament. This list.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah,
It's
this is
nice.
going to be so much fun.
Really
Seriously,
cool. Really
Yeah.
it's just I think when you first start playing, you want your sixes to mean something, and that's
Yeah.
why elves are like the most fun list to play when you're first starting
Yeah.
because you're being rewarded for high dice rolls.
Yeah,
Definitely.
exactly.
You get
Yeah.
low
Thanks for
ones, don't get me
coming.
wrong.
Yeah, it's all happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a it's a very cool list. I'm really impressed. That's going to be very good fun. It's got 2 really solid heroes. The twins, I think, are really, really excellent actually to play with as well. They're so
Yeah,
much
really
fun.
fun.
They can do some really good work. It's also got, I think, it's probably the shootiest list we've seen so far. It says 9 bows. I
9
don't know why it
bows,
says
yeah.
that because it's actually 11 bows plus Heldy gets 2 shots, so it's 12 shots.
Plus, you
Yeah,
get the
that's true.
rerolls as
12
well
elbow
for
shots. You get the rerolls in the Rivendell. So it's actually a
Yeah.
pretty substantial amount of shooting.
Yeah,
12
that's
elbow
true.
shots, half of which are rerolling misses, is pretty whack. I played against
Yeah.
a couple of test games, practice games against him, and I think I came to the death with not enough, with fewer bows than him, and it was just a massacre running across the battlefield, getting slaughtered. So, in some combinations like that, it'll go very well.
The twins are great because it's the kind of like new player model where you don't really have to think too much about your might resource. It's just kind of
Yeah.
like charge in. I've got a 5. I might up to a 6.
Suck it. Yeah.
You just you need to just keep them moving and chomping through troops before they
Yeah.
run out of res. Like
Yeah.
And then have to start using it to do their
Great.
what's it with their shenanigans, their broken bond or whatever.
That's
Yeah.
right. Yeah, I probably should explain that role to him actually, but he'll get it. He'll figure it out.
I want to be more of a
By
fun
the way,
surprise.
There's no more might twins. It's fine.
Don't let either one of them
Yeah.
die under any circumstances.
Right.
You'll be sorry. But yeah, they are very, very cool. It's a cool army. And also, you'll notice that it's got an unusual Lothlorien Rivendell alliance. That's because I don't have enough models of either to make 5/5/5 without using River Knights. And so this is bang, magic.
No, I think it's a good combo, actually. I mean, especially
Yeah, I
because
think
the Rivendell
well. Yeah.
the Rivendell army bonus still triggers even if the leader of the army isn't Rivendell.
Yeah,
It's just the
it's
way it's
Haldir.
phrased is such that Haldir can do it too, and
So
so
you still have a front row resistant to magic if you do it right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
yeah,
Use
exactly.
the Galadrim
I was
Fire,
thinking
use
exactly
the-
that. Like, oh wait, the Necromancer Legion, like having half your army be resistant to magic is certainly not a bad thing.
No.
So
You get the LNL here for the Cav Hero type thing. Yeah, that's quite a cool
Yeah.
thing, actually.
I don't know. I mean, that's the only thing is I hate paying points for a horse for them or Thranduil because it's like, but I get. I mean, I feel like
Yeah,
part of
but
what I'm paying the 10
I-
points is the extra attack, and I'm like, but I get that anyway. So why don't I just take another guy? I mean, I know that there's a good use of having you want to have him on a horse, but I'm like, I'm paying 10 points, and I'm already getting some of the thing that I'm paying the points for, and I always hate to do that.
You're paying 10 points to guarantee to kill whatever you're first charging into. And then from there on in, it's just a 50-50 move off to see if you keep on getting the benefit.
Yeah,
being able
that's
to
true.
kill things. Yeah.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, that's true. I suppose, yeah.
I like to think of it as. I mean, I think what you get for one of those guys, you think of it as 100 points each. I think it's fantastic value.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So-
It's just more that elves are already expensive, and so it's like, oh, where can I say? Like looking at this warband, I'm like, this is a great beginner list, absolutely. But I'm like, when I build something like this, I'm like, oh man, I haven't filled up my warband slots, and the first thing that I think I could drop those 2 horses because that brings me, that's 5, 6, 7. That brings me 2 more two more
It's
two
out-
more guys.
it's
I don't know. I mean, yeah,
outrageously
you're right.
outrageous.
It's not.
There's
Yeah,
no world in which I get rid of those horses under any circumstances. I wrote this list for I was like the first thing I did was put those horses on there, and they're the last thing to go. If
I
this list
completely
is
disagree. I do not own these models on horse, and that I feel like
There
is
we
a
go.
perfectly valid
A
reason
real
not to take them on horse.
Even
here
made
we
in New
go.
Zealand.
I only have the foot models,
Only
so
models
that's
in the world Brady doesn't own, and then suddenly it's because they're bad ones. Yeah, right. Yeah, okay. All right.
How many watches of Kana do you own? Not many, right?
26, I think, something like that. Yeah. Are we just just the sword ones, or bow ones
So
too?
is your testimony before the court that 26 watches of Kana is superior to Ellen and on horse? Is that really your view?
Yes, it is
All right,
absolutely.
okay. Well,
Yes.
just
Wise
some-
investment. I can borrow you some shares. His advice. Yeah.
for people who aren't sure with what they think of Brady's view versus mine, just go back into the last couple of years of league results, and that'll tell you who's more reliable on this or any other subject.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
Well, it's
I don't.
Brady.
Yeah.
He's bad. He's not right. Haldir, yes, Haldir, phenomenal. Thank you, Avalon Steel Sheen. Agree, Haldir is a phenomenal leader, and agree.
Mhm.
And it's just your burner account. You're just agreeing with your. I can see you typing right now.
Yes, Avalon Steel Sheen. You are so handsome. What a big, strong man you are. Nice new glasses.
Going to all this trouble to get a bot to do that for you is really that's a new low. Anyway, so the next list here we've got is Isengard, and they have even more models, and another awesome list for a first-time player. I think this one should also be fun for them, just because having a ton of Uruk-hai, can't go wrong with that, right? So 33 models, Lurtz is leader, 5 Uruk-hai with pike, 4 warrior Uruk-hai with shield, 3 with crossbow, another warrior Uruk-hai with a banner and pike, and a Warg with throwing spears and shield. Round out the first warband. Second warband of Ugluk with 4 Uruk-hai with pike, 2 with shield, and 2 with crossbow. And finally, Vrasku. He's got 4 Uruk-hai with pike, 2 with shield, and 2 more with crossbow. So that brings him to 9 warriors with bows. And let's see, at least Vrasku's 2 shots, so that's 11, 12 good shots this per turn. That's pretty respectable. 9 might. I like it. Pretty solid.
Okay, this is actually
That
only
doesn't
kill.
mean
bows
shit.
and warriors.
Sorry, Sam. Do you like it? That's the most important thing right now.
Yeah, I should say, yeah.
Well, okay, so this one I didn't actually write. I wrote the start of it, and then I sent it to the friend of mine.
Oh, I was
who's got
joking. He's
Uruk-hai.
actually going. Okay, Karen.
No, I sent it to a friend of mine who, because the noob team noobs are friends of mine, they bring along. So I sent it to a friend of mine who's Uruk-hai I'm going to borrow, and he was like, "Yeah, it's okay. You thought about doing this?" And I was like, "God, of course, how obvious! I didn't do that. I'm so sorry. Yes, I'll do that. What about this?" And he's like, "Yeah, okay. What about doing this?" And we did about 3 or 4 times where I'd send him, and he'd say, "What about this obvious great improvement that you could make?" And I'm like, "Yes, of course. How dumb of me not to think of this." And in the end, I was just like, "Just you write it, because you are clearly so much better equipped to me to do this." And I think it's
Why
come
are
out
there
really
shields
excellent.
on the Warriors? I don't understand what's going on.
All right, George. So the reason is there aren't many. There are far fewer than I would have put on there, and the reason is he said the crossbows can just be the front line after a couple of shots. And I was just like, wow, I've just been completely called out. I've been completely shamed because it turns out crossbows are great, great combat.
So, are
weapons.
you wrong? Is
Uh,
that what you're saying?
It is starting to seem that way.
No.
It's starting to seem that way. The trend is moving that direction. This is
The banner
fundamentally.
pike, I'm not sure about, but I mean, I don't know. I guess it's not a -2 on your die roll.
It is
for
a
that
minus
guy.
2 on the roll. Yeah.
So,
Is it? Oh, if you're in
Yeah.
melee,
Yeah.
direct combat.
yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
Even if
Oh
you're
yeah, if
direct
he's
shot.
supporting, it's fine. Yeah, but it's still like,
But that's
oh okay.
that's the forlorn hope at the point. At which
Where's the shade?
No, they're
Where's
only-
the shade?
they're only minus.
If your banner's in combat after your
Well, yeah, no, that's true. With 33 guys, if all these are Uruk-hai, if your banner's in
Is
combat,
that
then
only-
it's you're done already.
Aren't
It's
they only
yeah.
minus if they have a shield or a crossbow as well? Though, isn't it? It's not actually minus if it's just a pike.
Oh yeah, no, you're right. Excuse me. He
Yeah.
does. I for some reason I usually put shields on my banner guys. I
Yeah,
just like
what
them
a-
not being shot and killed. So yeah, I assumed that. But you're quite right. It does not have the shield. It's just got the banner of the pike. Yeah.
Yeah.
I,
Oh,
I mean, you can
sorted.
pass it along.
my
you know.
biases shone through.
They're
so,
always
yeah.
hanging out in groups, aren't they?
Yeah.
Can I ask why you've gone for the Warg Rider instead of a Creebane? Given our love towards wings in this podcast.
Yeah, that I don't have a good reason
Is
for
it-
that. I'm going to
is it a
say
model
it's because
thing?
I don't have a model for it, but actually it was
Yeah.
because I didn't think about it. That's the honest answer.
And you're missing a treat here because a new player would love Creebane. That is so
really would.
stupid fun.
This list is really triggering for me because 3 or 4 times I went to this other guy and said, "What about this?" And he was like, "Obvious improvement." And now I've brought it here and
Right.
confessed the story about how I just got
Sam,
repeatedly told I was
Sam,
wrong.
There's
yeah.
like,
And
oh, there's
instantly
more
got
obvious
one of
improvement.
his
Yeah,
own
another
models.
Creebane is a, yeah.
Turns out I don't like Isengard. I don't like playing Isengard. I don't like making Isengard lists. I'm not good at the army, and it shows. It shows because it's great list. Not thanks to me. If only Denny had been involved sooner, it would have been slightly better again. But we live and learn. We could have, a couple more spare points to put shield on that banner as well. The last thing in Team Noobs is Azog's Alliance. We've got Mighty Azog on heavy armor and white wag. Yet another 200 plus point hero. This is the 4th or 5th. This is the 5th, I think, 200 plus point hero, not including beers. That's pretty nuts, actually. For a 5 or 5.
Sorry, just before you carry on there, like, except for the Gandalf, we actually haven't seen that many things that can kind of dehorse or deal with
this fella right
big
here.
heroes. Yeah. So in general, big heroes. That's cool.
That's very true. Apart from massive elf shooting, maybe sort of getting lucky with it.
Maybe. Or 19 will, which can carry on.
Just going back briefly, Crebain are difficult to use, so
that's true.
For new players, so actually, there was a reason for it. So, there you go, Jenny. There's now a proxy war in the chat between the two people who wrote this list. Anyway,
two attacks, wins. I
just
throw high.
But I take the point of being slightly complicated.
They're cool. Yeah, I mean it's fine without. I don't think if it's your first time playing Isengard, I think just a ton of Uruk-hai that's a perfectly good way to. Yeah, it's great. Yeah, especially with alerts for the Maelstrom stuff. You got lots of shooting with Vrasku and all these crossbows. Yeah, I mean, yeah, exactly. Lots of might. I think you're just.
Sorry, right. The Azog anyway. Azog heavy armor wag. 10 Gundabad spear shields, 2 Gundabad shields, and a Gundabad spear shield with a banner. And then Fimble on a Felwag. He's got 5 Hunter Orc archers, 3 regular Hunter Orcs, and 3 Hunter Orcs with Felwags. Was it 26 models? Which is actually not a bad model count for the standards of some of the other lists. And you've got Mighty Azog, who, as you say, Denny, there are not a lot of people who are super well equipped to deal with Mighty Azog.
No.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yes.
Again, just a real fun list. Even Fimble just does work as well.
Yeah, Fimble's real. Yeah.
Stuck in with 5/5 as a little Bigfoot. Yeah.
Fimble's solid. Fimble's real reliable. Yeah.
And he's the one who also has he doesn't get the difficult terrain penalties, right? Is that the one? Yeah. Which I think has caught people out before. I remember.
And fell sight on the wag as well, so you can just go straight through trees.
I've caught up with those before by the combination of that. Yeah, it is really, really nice.
Yeah.
It's a very, very cool model. And I mean, like you say, Azog is immense, and it is not. People do not really capable of dealing with them. And also, there is a surprising number of people who have brought. I think this is the 5th or 6th 200 plus point hero. Like I say, apart from Beers, which is actually you would have thought at 555 event you're not going to see the kind of big heroes Azog wants to chew on, but there's almost every team has 1 or 2 things Azog is very keen to get his teeth into.
Yeah,
I kind of thought, I don't know. I know there's still more lists to go through, but I was expecting a few more like Legolases and whatnot at 555. I thought that would be the points, and it just seems to absolutely neuter.
There's only one more team though. This is it. It's just our team's left. Yeah, just men. So.
Yeah.
So no more Legolas. Yeah, because all men from last.
There's no Legolas. We know there's no Legolas already. Yeah, it's so true.
Yeah.
And no Warhorn. Someone in chat has said, which is a very true point.
Yes.
Courage 3 with the Gundabads though, so it's not
impossible
to get.
They are, and you get the ancient enemies bonus too. I'm not sure about I mean,
But that helps out actually having something that's a bit courage. That makes a difference. But you're true about the Warhorn generally you'd want it. But I also see how with Azog and with a banner, you're going to go.
Doesn't matter. Azog's going to kill the entire opponent's army. You're fine.
Azog's going to kill everything with terror at least on his own. So unless he comes up against the Knight of Umbar, and suddenly they're even fight value, and all bets are off. It could go either way. Danger. The Knight of Umbar on Felbeast could take him out one hit. All right, cool, fun, impressive lists for noobs. Though I say it myself.
Yeah.
Great lists.
No, I think they are good lists. Yeah.
I think really good
that's another team. Lots of might there too. Lots of models. I mean, the only team that gives you guys a run for your money in terms of number of. It's still well below you guys, but healthy model counts on all 3.
Actually, in saying this actually gets very close. This is a very, very healthy model count. So, this is Team Men. Brady,
this is you pulling your favorite song out the jukebox.
I got here. I
couldn't. Is Raining Men? No.
And all the they're all running men, and they are all men,
It's raining.
and so
Yeah.
ta-da.
Not anymore.
Anyways,
mate.
so this is starting with Minas Tirith here, a 42 model Minas Tirith list with 12 bows. So starting with Denethor, he's got 8 warriors of Minas Tirith. 4 of them have shield and spear. 4 of them just have shield. He's got 4 Citadel Guard, which have swapped their spears for longbows. Next up, he's got Hurin the Tall, with looks like a lot of Minas Tirith warriors of Minas Tirith. 12 of them, 5 of them with bow. So another list with the trusty old warrior Minas Tirith with bow that you never see. 4 of them with shield and spear. 3 more with just shield. And then he's got 3 knights of Minas Tirith with shield. The final warband is Ingold, with another 12 warriors of Minas Tirith. 4 of them with shield and spear, 4 with just shield, 3 with bow, and 1 with banner and shield. He did we did talk to him about the why with the guys with bow, just the standard warriors, and it was just sort of more for the theme of all Minas Tirith guys, no rangers or anything like that.
Yeah,
So it was
this is
purely for the theme.
Minas Tirith is the only real way to play this game, and this kind of list, I mean, an insanely large number of things with insanely high series defense values is
Yeah.
It's horrifying.
I
Horrifying.
love it.
I
It's so cool.
love this. This is
It's so cool.
probably my favorite list, honestly. I think this is just fantastically cool.
A lot of shooting too. I mean, so
Two and a half.
to come to where I am with all my D7 guys. So, or no,
Yeah.
I'll just shoot you. It's fine. Yeah. So yeah.
So, I
This
mean,
is definitely going to just win every contest champions round. Oh.
Well, but that's the thing is this event he doesn't have to, like, he
Doesn't
can
have to.
avoid.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
that's guess
Yeah.
who's going in that one there.
No, if
I
you
see
can
an
dodge-
Isildur over there, and he
Maybe
seems
it's
like
dodge
good.
contest to champions. When you dodge contest to
Yeah.
champions, Denethor is a great leader pick. I know there's some
Yeah,
skepticism
exactly.
in chat about Denethor without Boromir, but actually Denethor is the ultimate. Denethor is who you bring for. He's a 35-point hero of valor. The guy is just insanely. If for some reason he's not your leader, or for some reason you're not going to have contest champions, this guy's a no-brainer to bring in 15
Yeah.
D7 warriors.
Well, I like him with Forlong actually, because the Forlong is cheaper. He can bring the fight for guys to back up the warriors of Minas Tirith. He
Yeah.
brings the Warhorn to make it less likely that he
Yeah,
will
so
fail his. So it's like if you don't have the points to spend 200 on Boromir, like Forlong just by default, he's pretty good, and he brings the fight 4 you need and gives
this
them
list is a
courage.
exemplification of the value of Denethor because
Oh yeah, definitely.
35, 80, 65, you have an enormous pile of troops, and only Denethor gets you that kind of value.
Yeah,
He's a
absolutely.
control for that purpose.
Totally.
Honestly, even in combat, he's not bad.
No,
5'5"
yeah, he's fine. Yeah, 5.5 2 attack. Yeah, he's fine.
Give him a
Yeah,
banner, he's happy as a clam. Yeah, absolutely right.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So,
Next list is mine. That's the Khand list, obviously, with Khandish King, 9 Khandish horsemen. The king is on a horse, by the way. He's got the second warband is a chieftain on a horse with 8 more horsemen. And the final warband is the chieftain on a chariot, and he's got 6 more horsemen. So that's 26 models, 26 bows, just the 6 might. So
I'm going to ask you a personal question here. Do you got one chariot? One chariot?
Yep.
I'm sure I've sold you more than one chariot. Where are they?
I actually considered going 5 chariots, but then I decided 1 was enough. So
okay.
yeah.
Selling
I like the horsemen, honestly. I like the horsemen.
I think you made the right pick. One chariot is plenty. This is an enormous pile of bows, an enormous pile of cavalry charges, an enormous pile of 5-4 models with a nice big banner. I think you made the right decision. Another chariot would
axes. Exactly. So, and I was very happy to go with the reroll 1s to wound ridge, which I think will be with 26 bows. Fun if I can.
Isn't that combat only? That's not everything, is it, Jenny?
No, it's
sure
shooting as well. He did make it shooting as well, and that was like, I can do 26 shots and reroll 1s to wound. That sounds like fun.
I think it would have included impact hits. Just saying.
I didn't think. I mean, yeah, I did think about it, but I actually don't. I don't know. I actually think that going more bows, having one chariot is good, but I don't know. It probably would be fine with as little magic as there is, but their chariots can be. I mean, they're great. Don't get me wrong, and I love using them, but they can be a liability. And I think having just a swarm of guys, it's So
I mean, this is it's a huge pile. I mean, you outnumber quite a few people who don't have any cavalry at all. Like this is a huge pile of stuff. You don't need to worry about only picking events where you use your speed as an advantage, or only picking matches where you don't have to control terrain. You can control terrain, and you can move fast, and you can fight people. You can do everything with us.
I think that the only problem with playing this sort of like the biggest enemy for the monk, like the Cav Archer Horde, is that it's a timed event, and so I can't be a total dick and be like, I'm going to run over here and shoot you for a while,
That's
and then
true.
because
By the time
it's
you're done, that's the best trick. Anyone playing into Team Men, slow down the draft as long
yeah,
as you
slow,
possibly
yeah,
can.
yeah, exactly,
Give
exactly.
Brady 45 minutes to play this list, and he'll lose every game.
25 minutes to pick the scenarios and who's playing what.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because it does
Slow
take
down.
time. Because if I move, it's a 5+ shoot. So I mean, even if I do get lucky and get the ridge and rerolling ones, it's still a 5+ shoot. So
That's
yeah,
true.
it's
5
not
up
like,
shoot, 6 to
but
wound. Yeah, it's true.
yeah, exactly. So well, I mean, yeah.
I
So
mean, even
anyways,
every don't
last.
shoot, just charge. You'll be, away laughing
Oh
at
yeah,
other people. Like,
yeah.
it's concerning.
Before we do the last one, is Phil still in the chat, or
At Phil.
is that Netflix? Are you still watching?
Wait, you assume we still have
Are
anyone in
you
the chat at
still
this point? There's
We've got a few. I'm not going to use the word tragics. A few real fans.
bots. Oh right,
Um,
fans, right?
Enthusiasts.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Hobbyists. People
Yeah,
playing
Fans.
things.
Phil's here. Phil's with us.
Yeah.
Phil's missus left
Seek
long
help.
ago.
Yeah, a wise choice.
But
A
Phil
wise
remains.
choice.
What do you want to chat to Phil, Denny? What have you got for Phil?
No, I just want to see if the missus was actually gonna.
Come to the
Tickets free.
event.
Yeah, it's free. Yeah. You can play bears or not.
I
Yeah,
can bring my
preferably
3-year-old
not.
if you want. He could, but she's got to play Elden Ring. Well, she's being a nerd.
Smart.
Bring her along. Bring her along this weekend.
Yeah.
I want to do a couples
What
event
would be
one
more
day, or like a
tragic,
+1s
Elden
event.
Ring or first tournament? Yeah.
Definitely the first
die.
tournament.
Yeah.
Normal people play Elden
Yeah.
Ring. Normal people don't come to these events.
Anyway, our last
Brady,
list.
last list,
We're
yeah,
almost
last
there.
list.
So Numenor. We've got 31 models led by Isildur. He's on a horse. He's got shield. He's got the ring. He's got a bunch of warriors of Numenor. It looks like 10 of them. 4 of them with shield and spear. 3 with shield and bow. 2 with shield. And then finally a warrior with banner, spear, and shield. Then we've got a captain of Numenor with heavy armor and a shield. 5 warriors with shield and spear. 3 more with bow and shield, and 2 more with just a shield. And finally, the third warband of another captain of Numenor with heavy armor and shield, with another 8 warriors, 4 with shield and spear, 3 with bow and shield, and 1 with shield. So, as I say, 31 models, 9 bows, 7 might, so pretty good.
Can I just say briefly, before when I said, that's right, I saw a list that had shields on the bows, and I thought what was going on, but
Yeah, it was this guy.
fifth one. It wasn't. It was this one, and I'm going back to what's going on because there's not even a shield wall justification for that. I imagine
It's because
spear.
the idiocy of GW and making these guys the same defense as the civilians from the survivors of Lake Town. So presumably he just doesn't want his bowmen to be D4, which they would be natively.
Well,
And so I guess that's it. And if you had a couple extra points, then they're now up to D5 if they don't
They've got a
shoot.
bow.
Oh, so they don't get the shield. Oh, that's right. So they get shield. Okay, yeah, never mind.
They can shield,
yeah.
but they can't.
Right, so they can't. That's it. Okay, yeah. So never mind.
So, but I guess you're right. Yeah, if you've got a few spare points.
I'm just going to say this person couldn't be bothered painting up another couple of models. And that's fair.
Well, only get one more model, so yeah, I can kind of see, you might say.
Yeah, just get one more model. Yeah.
I don't want to paint that.
Can be fun.
I can't remember what I used to make the base last time around.
I can't find any more of these damn warriors with shield and spear. Fuck it, let's just give shields to the archers. I'm moving on with my life.
No, come on, this is my teammate. Of course, I have those models. That was not the issue. If he needed them, I have them. It's fine.
What was the list again? Was the twins on horse? Is that the list?
Yeah. Well, no. The one thing that surprised me is that and this was just lack of model availability. Was the captain on?
Okay.
Yeah, not having the captains on a horse, and that was just an availability thing. Is he didn't have those because that was the one thing I suggested was that these guys are great. I think the captains of Numenor are underrated when they're on horse. They're amazing.
Horse and lance, 35 points.
Yeah, absolutely, but that does require actually converting something up, and much less 2 of them.
Wants to run Captain Numenor on horse with lance? I have, I think, about eight of them on horse with lance. So just hit me up.
So there we go. Take the points off the bows and just add a couple of horses.
Too late now. I'm not giving to this player because they're not on my team. I like to play against them. But anyone else who's not guaranteed my opponent, then yeah, very.
I should have put sportsmanship points into this tournament. I'm regretting that immensely.
Tournament, but they have no place in the list review. There's no sportsmanship on the list review.
No, I regret doing that, so I don't recommend you do it because when we're trying to work out the scores last weekend, the having the sportsmanship score on a different piece of paper was a pain. So it's good that you didn't do that because it'll save yourself a headache later. Yeah, no, it was a
just furiously like handing bits of paper back and forth,
yes,
trying to keep track of
exactly.
every point
Yeah,
of that one plate spent. It was so good. I loved it.
I think every sportsmanship scores 5 out of 5. Way too nice.
We are nice people. Yeah.
Mm.
Except if I lose, then I give them like 2s. That's usually how it works.
Anyways, that is the last list. That's all. It's an interesting collection of lists.
Interesting list of lists, interesting list of players. I think it's gonna be very, very cool fun. I'm really, really excited for this event. I'm hyped for playing my list. I'm hyped for playing the opponent's lists. You hyped, Denny?
I'm hyped we've done this before 11 p.m. I don't think we've ever done this before 11 p.m. before.
The secret was putting 3 lists onto each page. It's sort of by
Yeah.
necessity cut down the amount of time.
The secret
That
was Brady.
that was
It's like
wise.
mowing through them all like a canned.
Being like, come on,
like a chariot, just
Yep.
galloping through the
just
list.
rolling. What was that? That was probably nothing. Let's keep going.
Yeah.
Keep going. Keep
How many
going.
times have you like, come on, guys, we're nearly there. We're nearly there.
Brady like a chariot.
That's because that's all I've got is heroic march. Is my only action I can do. So I'm just like forward, guys. That's all we're doing. We're marching on. So that's my only.
Mighty
Yeah.
king. Hey, you got strike on the king. He's got strike.
That's true. The king's got strike.
Got
Yeah, that's
resolved,
true.
I'm pretty sure, somewhere in there.
Oh, the chieftains have resolved, don't they? It's like march and resolve.
Maybe I don't know. It's just do they do something other than march? I've never used.
Who would? I don't think anyone's doing resolve.
Who even knows? It's unknowable. It's
That's a
unknowable.
desperate state of affairs when you're doing a resolve. I think that's a sign the end is nigh.
Yeah.
Or nay,
Yeah.
if you're on
End is
horseback.
nigh. Dabs again.
So no dragon emperor. That's good. Only relatively few bears. I mean,
It's still a lot of
compared to
bears.
that, it's too many bears, but fewer bears than last year, I guess.
But
That's the thing.
Honestly, the nerf does make it a lot more balanced.
The dragon emperor or the bears?
For this one, the bears.
Oh,
Both,
okay.
yeah, but this one definitely the bears. Like the Fury save on a 6 rather than a 5. There was nothing worse than watching your opponent use all this might and resource to try and strike one, and then you're like, oh, 5 up, got them all back.
Yeah. Never mind. Yeah.
Yeah, all that for free. Now it's on a 6, and it
don't
really
need a Fury
happens.
save, frankly, as far as I'm concerned. But if you're going to give
Yeah.
them, at least it's a 5, 6, sorry.
Yeah.
And just to clarify, you're not actually going to play bears, are you?
Oh, that was the threat, and no one's made it this far except for Phil, so I can tell the truth, which is I will have a boring TO list to run if no one else goes with Jay and Matthew.
So at least it's not going to be triple bears. So small mercies for people coming to the event this weekend. All right. Thank you to the two of you for joining me. Thank you to the punters, including Phil and Mrs. Phil, for sticking with us for so long. I'm very keen to see everyone. Looking forward to it. What time is it on Saturday? Do you know off the top of your head?
Yep.
He says, clicking through the players back. Some
9:45, I think, something like
clock.
that.
Yeah.
9:30. No,
9:30.
Dave.
Don't listen to me.
Yeah.
Is that arrival or 9:30 start?
I'm going to say arrival. It's arrival, but please don't be that douchebag that arrives at 10 o'clock, especially for a team's event.
Apologies. That's usually me, so I promise not to this time. 9:30 at the Library of Wellington College on Saturday morning. It's going to be a BLAST.
You advertised that well, Sam.
Thank you. I just want to make sure that everybody gets to attend. I see at least one person has given up watching and started playing video games instead. Well, 2, including Mrs. Phil. So maybe it's that's cue to cut it loose. Thank you very much for joining us, to the public. Thank you very much to my 2 good friends Brady and Denny for joining us as well. Looking forward to seeing you both and you
See you guys on Saturday.
Bye, everyone. Bye.
So long.
I'll try and find the stop streaming button. Hang on.